Host Attorney Jerome Payne. Live TV talk on your digital device on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the SVP TV app right now. Check us out every Tuesday on Comcast Cable, Channel 17, 8:30 p.m. And we are live every Friday on Facebook Live, 6 o'clock in the evening. You've got a question, our attorneys have the answer. So let's talk law with attorney Darrell on the SVP TV network.
Welcome to Talking Law with Darrell. I'm your host. I got my main man, Jerome.
What's up, Darrell?
Man, I'm good, man. Jerome brought the cold with him.
Oh,
boy.
man.
The week started off kind of chilly.
Woo!
Yeah. Hey, man, I want to start off the show. We always give our shout-outs.
Yes.
But I want to give a congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations to Tanera Gibson,
All right.
who is going to be named the new city attorney for this new administration that comes in.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, Tanera's good people, man. Really, really good people.
Yes.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
Couldn't have made a better choice.
Yeah.
So kudos to Tanera. We got to say, if you got we live, Angel? Okay. If you got Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, Roku, the SVP TV network app, what's the other, YouTube Live, you can watch us and ask us any questions you want. Angel will put the number up at some point. The other thing we need to say our shout outs to California. You know, my son's doing good things in California.
All right.
Doing some business here too, unfortunately, but yeah. Shout outs to Little Rock, shout outs to West Memphis, Arkansas, shout out to Memphis, Shelby County, shout out to Mississippi, and Mom always shout out to the great state of Missouri.
Did you say West Memphis?
I think I said West Memphis.
I think you did.
Yeah, if I didn't, shout out to West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yes, they're doing some great things.
They are doing some great things in West Memphis, Arkansas. So, Jerome, we was off last week.
That's right.
And we're gonna be off next week too. So there won't be any live questions next week.
Okay.
And then the week after that, we'll come back and we'll bring Mike Williams with us.
Okay.
And we'll talk crime and some stuff involving the investigation, the FBI investigation.
So I was going to say crime and punishment. Because if you commit the crime, be ready to do.
Well, really want to talk with Mike, and I really want to have a perspective because, one of the reasons why the FBI is investigating or has the city of Memphis under the city of Memphis Police Department under investigation is because of their treatment of black people and black businesses.
Oh, okay.
It is weird to have, and I think I may be wrong, and I'll ask Mike.
Okay.
The Memphis Police Department is probably about 60% minority, blacks.
Okay.
Maybe even higher than that. And so to be said that you're discriminating against black citizens and black businesses, and that's your percentage of blacks in the department, is disgusting.
It is.
It
is.
Yeah. But I say this every day. Black people hate black people more than anybody else.
I wouldn't go that far there.
Angela is shaking her head
I wouldn't go that far because that's the notion that they want to put out there. Otherwise, black restaurants wouldn't survive, black TV wouldn't survive, black movies wouldn't survive if we hated each other. Well, that's not the case. Black churches wouldn't exist. We love each other, but it's difficult to do. You follow me? Because whenever I decide to spend my dollars, I want to try to find a person who looks like me.
Well, no doubt. If
I want to watch a show, I don't watch shows that don't have black people in them. I won't go to a movie without a black actor. And so a lot of black people are that very same way. So it is a misnomer to say that we hate each other. We've been put in a position where it's difficult for us to navigate. So we are preying on each other because of the circumstances surround us. In fact, I think about it all the time, that every drug dealer that we have in our community, they're forced in that position It used to be. It used to be there because they could not find decent jobs.
They're not forced that way now. They're not that way now, though, Jerome.
Not now. You're right. Not so much now. But Tupac, all of those guys who were selling videos out of the trunk of their cars because they didn't have opportunity. Everything that has happened to us in this country is based upon racism, discrimination, and ostracization.
Okay.
All of it.
I'm going to give you about 50% of what you said. I'm going to give you that. But let me just tell you this.
Okay.
People are carjacking, black people are carjacking black people.
No question.
Black people are killing black people.
No question.
Black people are breaking in black people's houses.
No question.
So, again, and the people that know these people that are doing them are black people.
No question.
And those people won't turn those people in.
No question.
So again, you know, success breeds success. Okay?
It should.
Well, it normally does.
Okay.
Here's what happens. This is how you and I came through, Jerome.
Okay.
And, you know, I know we're digressing from probate.
That's fine.
But this is how you and I came through. When I went to law school, I didn't know a lawyer that I could talk to. Is that the same for you?
Same for me.
When I went to law school, I didn't know a judge that I could call up and talk to. Is that the same?
Same for me.
When I went to law school, I didn't know what a law school exam was going to look like and what I needed to be studying.
Same for me.
So
when I went to law school, only 4 black people graduated out of a class of 200.
I was just having this conversation with somebody. You know, St. Louis University, pretty good school. Class, so we had 2 sections, 180 people in each section.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we would have a graduation class of about 450.
Right.
Of that 450, of the 189,
Because you did say 180, so it's like 360.
Yeah.
But it's 189.
It's 189.
Okay.
189.
Okay.
But that doesn't include when I said 450.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I say it's 450 is because we have a part-time program.
Oh, I see.
A night program.
Night school, yeah.
So we have so SLU has a part-time program
you, yeah.
and a night program.
Gotcha.
And some of the people in that 189 are part-times.
I got you.
But they're not nighttime.
I got you.
And then we have the nighttime students also. And then we have students that do the master master JD program.
Okay.
So those are the different tracks that you can come through when you're at school.
Gotcha.
But in the full-time section of 180 plus students, there were only 2 black people in that full-time section. And I graduated from law school in 1999.
And only 2 people graduated out of 450 there.
No. Out of 450 now, there was out of 450, there's probably about 20.
Okay.
Maybe about 20.
Okay.
But I'm talking about out of the
In your section.
In the sections.
I got you.
Yeah, in the section
I got you.
of full-time students.
I got you.
And like I said, SLU runs the different programs.
I got you.
Full-time, part-time, and night.
Oh, I got you.
So the full-time students, there was only about 100. I mean, there was only 2. Me and this other black guy.
And how many started out with you?
3.
See, well, we started out with maybe 12.
Yeah.
Because of
now this is men. Now we did have some black women.
Oh, really?
We had 2 black males, and we had, let's see, it's sad. I can actually count the number of black people.
Of course you can.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because that shows that it was important to you to know that there were some other brothers and sisters.
Right.
Because that's love there.
Yeah.
There's a young lady behind George Floyd's killing who made us a wonderful speech. She said, whatever it is that black folks are doing, we got it from these other folks. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is.
All right.
Even with all the problems in our community, all the killings, they still don't equal to what happened to us.
No, I don't disagree with that.
And so that's where it came from. We never massacred as many Indians.
Huh?
We never slaughtered all the buffalo.
No.
We never took land from somebody.
No.
We never lynched some people.
Yeah, no, I got that.
We never dropped bombs on a community.
Yeah, I get
We
that.
never kept people enslaved.
Yeah.
So don't tell me about black folks hating each other, because they do not.
Well,
Black folks love each other.
well, yeah,
That's why we need to teach our children.
Well,
that
and
this
here,
last generation before, right behind what we call the baby boomers, which is me, they somehow came up with the idea that I ain't gonna let my children go through what I went through.
yes, and that's my
And
generation.
that's where you are now.
That's
Go
my
ahead.
generation.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
You got it. You got
So
it.
that's my generation, and then the generation after mine
That's right.
is my kids' generation,
right.
and I'm actually a mixture in between the two.
That's right.
The baby boomers and the next generation.
What they call them, the Gen X's
The
or
Gen-
something, or
the-
millennials. Who's millennials?
The millennials.
Millennials, okay.
So that combination, and then you got the Jenners,
Right.
and then you have the I can't remember what the new one is, because I got a daughter that's one of them, and I
Okay.
got a son, which is a mixture between the two.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so, but the issue, Jerome, and I never really kept up with that, so that's kind of how you know how much I really. But here's why I say that, Jerome. And if you tell me that I'm lying, I'm gonna say okay. But how many times have you heard a person that looks like us, that has used a black contractor, a black lawyer, a black doctor, or black whatever, and they say, because they may have had a bad experience with that person, they say, I'm never going to use another black person.
I hear it all the time.
Okay. How many times have you heard that same person that have gone to a non-minority who's done the same thing as the minority has done, and they say, I ain't never using another white person?
Never.
That's my point. I call it hate. You call it misunderstanding. See, you call it misunderstanding or
I call it the effects of 400 years of being struggling, from struggling every single day, being judged simply by walking into a room that you are a criminal. I call it from being followed around in a department store when you probably got more money in your pocket than the salesperson who's waiting on you, but their person is following you around as if you're about to take something.
Yeah, okay, I got that, Jerome. I got that. Again, that was the Dillards and some of those other shops. Because I sued a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, at one point, I used to wear Dillard's suit because I had to give them some money back, man. I was making so much money off of Dillard's, I was buying Dillard's suits so I can give them some money back.
I got you.
But the Dillard's bargain basement suits, man, were beautiful suits and reasonable price.
Right.
So I made so much money off Dillard's, I had to give them some money back.
I got you,
But
man.
anyway, so hold on. But my point, Jerome, is, and sometimes, you and I talk about this, and and we always come on a disagreement on it.
Yeah.
And I get where you are. Again, I'm one of the few people, I can truly say this. I mean, I love black people. And, okay, my banker is black. My employees are black. So the reason why, and think of what I'm just saying when I say my employees. So what I try to do is in a lot of my clientele, now I have a significant clientele that's non-minorities.
I got you.
I have a pretty broad.
You keep saying minorities. Do you mean minority as far as
Blacks.
But Memphis is over 60% black. So we're
the
not
United
minority.
We're the minority in the state, and we're a minority in the United States.
We're in the United States,
And the state of Tennessee.
but not in Memphis.
Again, all I'm doing is we're looking at the big pictures.
Okay,
Now,
okay,
we,
go ahead. I got you.
again, we living bigger than Memphis.
Okay. All
But, so I have probably about 60% of my clientele is minorities.
I got you.
And the other 30% of my clientele is probably a mixture of non-minorities and then others, you know.
And other people of color.
Other people of color,
Gotcha.
you know. So I have a pretty broad clientele. Of course, you already knew that.
Gotcha, yes.
But the point of that is, so a lot of that money I'm getting from that minority clientele because my staff, because the lawyers that work for me
Sure.
are minorities.
Right.
Then I pay, so now I turned a dollar.
Sure.
So, and this is how the Jewish money
Sure,
does.
absolutely.
A Jewish dollar turns 7 to 8 times. And that's what we won't do with a black dollar.
Yes.
If you turn a black dollar 7 or 8 times, right, then you strengthen the black community.
No question.
So, so I get it from minority. I pay it to minority.
Mm-hmm.
And I frequent as much as I can as far as business,
Gotcha.
minority business. Again, so I mean, a lot of what I do, when I'm using real estate, when I'm using contractors,
Gotcha.
when I do everything I do,
Gotcha.
that's my first option.
Gotcha.
And and I think if you conscientiously think that way, then again, and I'm not anti-white.
No.
Don't.
No.
I mean,
Never,
but I'm pro-black.
Right.
And I think that that's a substantial difference.
No question.
And and most people don't understand that that's a significant difference. And again, when people do wrong, and I'm on the other side of it, I'm the worst critic for blacks.
Right.
When you carjacking people that look like us, and you're a person that look like us, you carjacking. When you robbing and killing people that look like us, and you're a person that look like us, you are the worst disease in our community.
I agree with you.
And I'm getting, our parents, our family, we won't turn Pookie in.
I agree with you.
We won't turn Pookie in for nothing to save ourselves.
But remember too, Darrell, we talked about this before too. For instance, say for instance you did say that, so you know that your neighbor's son is just terrible. He's running wild and he's probably responsible for some of these crimes that are being committed. You call the police and tip them and say that he is. And then they come in and he comes out of the door with his hands up in the air and they shoot him down like a dog.
Now, that's a problem. That's a problem.
And how many times has that happened?
That's happened a lot of times.
That's exactly right.
And that's a problem.
That's why we have some of these issues.
Yeah,
going on,
no,
too.
that's a problem.
So the thing that I'm saying is that Darrell, we've only had 60 years out of the 400 years. It was 400 years, 1619. So 2019, we have been here 400 years. So you start counting. So it's what? So 400 and what? 4 years now. There's 5 years. So that we've been here. And so, but it's only been 60 years if you look back to see when we were starting to even get an opportunity to do some things. And look, and we're competing with people who have never been in change, who have never had to go through discrimination. And we are competing on the same level with these people. So we are some wonderful, marvelous, genius people.
I don't disagree with that.
And that's why every chance they get, they try to snatch back whatever little bit we have.
No, I get that.
And so why on earth would the Supreme Court say that there's no need for diversity hiring?
Yeah, I don't agree with all that.
After just 60 years there.
Nah.
And so that's
but the problem is, and I'm gonna answer this question here.
Okay.
But the problem is, a lot of people that look like us don't believe we need it either, and that's the problem.
Who on earth would say that?
That's
ridiculous.
Well, Clarence Thomas is saying it,
But only because he's greasing his pockets.
Yeah.
We didn't have no idea that he had somebody paying off his student loan for him. We had no idea that he was traveling around with billionaires for free and flying around the country. And not only him, but some other people on that court who were doing the same thing. Yeah. So they are.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
I got to be careful about saying it. That I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Well,
they're not living to the standards that they require that we live up to.
Well, that was never going to happen, but that's a whole nother argument. So here's what I got a question that we got to answer. We can spend this last about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, and we can on this question. Okay. And this is a really good one, and this is one of those questions that happens a lot. A person's parent passed away. Okay. The parent had, when parent passed, she had 2 children, a son and a daughter. Okay. which means, and the parent probably didn't have a will.
Now, when you say parent, it seems to me that you indicated it was a he.
She.
Okay, so
Mother.
So it's a female.
Yeah,
okay.
mother.
And there are 2 children.
2 children.
Okay, go ahead.
So
a boy and a girl.
Yeah, mother passed.
Okay.
Mother didn't have a will. Mother owned her property. Mother didn't have a will.
Okay.
Mother passed. Didn't have a will. She had a daughter and a son.
Okay.
Now, if you don't have a will, as a matter of law, those people own that property 50-50.
That's right. By intestate succession.
Intestate succession. So they own about 50-50.
Gotcha.
My understanding, now the question becomes, who has a right to be in that property? And who can say who can and cannot be in that property?
They're both right. Their rights are equal.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So
Does one have a more superior right than
no one has a superior right than the other one.
And one can't put the other one out?
They cannot do it.
Why not?
Because their shares are equal.
Now the person...
How many properties do they have? Just one?
Just one.
Okay, so that one property, they have 50-50 in that property as ownership. 2 pieces of property.
Oh,
So
okay.
now that makes a big difference.
Well, it makes it not really.
Well, if they decide, it makes a difference because one
they
can have
to
one
agree,
property
exactly.
and the other property.
They could agree that one could have one and one could
That's
have the
right.
other. But the problem with that is
They're never going to agree.
they're not going to agree. That's the
I knew
problem.
you were going to say that.
Well, I mean, you know, because what ends up happening is, just say hypothetically,
Okay.
one or the other is married. Okay. Because normally, if it's a property that we get to split 50-50, right?
Okay.
I can live in it, and you can live in it, and neither one of us can put the other one out.
That's right.
And actually, here's what people don't know about air property. If all I owe is 1% of that piece of property.
If you own.
No. If I'm a 1% heir, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If I'm a 1% heir,
Right.
I can walk into that property and you can't put me out. You agree or disagree?
Well,
You don't like it.
I'm having
You
trouble.
don't like it, but you know that's the rule.
I'm having trouble somewhat. It's going to be difficult to do, but you can't waste the property.
Oh, no doubt.
In other words, you got to be contributing something somewhere, or it's called waste.
Yeah, but let's finish this one out, because I'm not feeling you on that
Okay,
one.
go ahead.
So the issue on this thing here, it would be great if these 2 siblings, if it's 2 pieces of
No
property,
question, yeah.
if these siblings could agree, hey, you take X and I take Y.
And now the problem is too, Darrell, is what about the valuation?
Well,
Are
that's
they equal
always
in value.
Well, that's always going to be the issue.
Yeah.
What
Are they equal in value?
you saying, Angel? I look at you.
Because it's a
Yeah, because if they're not equal in value, then one is going to want the higher one, and the other one's going to want the
That's
other
right.
one. But they're equal in value. It really shouldn't matter.
It should come out in the wash, shouldn't it?
It should.
Yeah.
But see, here's the problem. If one of them happens to be more sentimental to one property than the other, even if they're equal in value, then the one that's probably more sentimental is not receptive to giving up the property, even though it may not be equal. It may be lesser, it may be the same.
I got you.
So, but when that situation happens, then everybody can live in a house. And can't nobody stop nobody.
I agree.
Now, it could be uncomfortable, but everybody can live in there.
I got you.
And you can't do nothing about it.
That's right.
Now, what ends up happening if it's some arguments and some fights and then some restraining orders, because then the criminal justice system will keep one out and the other one out.
Well, I don't know about the criminal justice system. It's civil. It's probably civil.
No, it would be a restraining order. You can get
Well, I guess they could.
yeah, that's criminal.
Well, you can get a restraining order civilly too, can't you, Darrell?
You get it civilly, but it's easier to get it criminally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get a criminal restraining order. Oh, way 10 times easier. And that's what people do.
Okay.
They will instigate a scenario.
Okay.
Then when it turns bad, they will go to the police department and file a restraining order and then try to get that person out by that event.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, people that are savvy are really savvy.
Right.
They're disgustingly savvy.
Right.
You know, I mean, they know all the tricks and all the other stuff.
Got you.
But the matter that in this particular scenario, I think either sibling can live there, and there's nothing that either one can do. If one happens to be married and the other one's not, the person that's married could be there and live there with their wife and everybody. Their wife and kids, or wife, they can do whatever they want to do, and you can't do anything about that.
Really?
Absolutely not. You can't.
Well, another thing too, is there or is there not a mortgage on the properties?
Well, so
that makes a difference.
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
Right.
It makes a difference on who's going, if somebody's going to pay it.
That's right.
But what the law says on air property is, you're not required to pay taxes. You're not required to pay rent. You're not required to pay mortgages. You're not required to keep up the land or any of those things. However, if it is going down, that becomes waste.
Yes.
And one of the other siblings or one of the other heirs have a right to do a petition sale or a partition sale, a petition to partition a property because it's being wasted.
Well, can I also send the yard man over there to clean the place up?
Absolutely.
And then whenever there is a partition, I'm reimbursed for my expenses that I had to do to keep the property up.
Oh, there are some arguments for that and some arguments against that.
Okay.
I mean, there is some law that goes both ways. And in fact, unfortunately, I'm happening to dealing with one of those like right now.
Is that right?
Yeah, but the law goes both ways. You know, I mean, you have a duty to keep up the property.
That's right.
And you're not entitled to any monies for your doing your duty.
And then the next thing is there a HOA, a homeowners association too involved as well? Because
yeah,
they're going to require certain things. Somebody's going to have to foot that, or they could lose the property through the homeowners association as well.
Exactly. I mean, when you have these outside forces on a piece of property, that can sometimes control what people want and can do with their property.
I agree.
But under the law, either one of those has just the same amount of right as the other ones, and they all can live there. I mean, it may be uncomfortable, but they can all live there.
So what's the solution there so we don't have all of these issues?
Well, you and I have said about the solution on 1,000 times.
Oh, to do something beforehand. but they failed to do that. So the next thing to do is to sit down with a mediator, possibly a third party, to try to come to something reasonable. Otherwise, you're going to start accruing a lot of attorney fees, court costs, and all these other things, which is really detrimental to the ownership of the property.
Yeah, because you think about it, I'm glad you said that, Drummond. That is after, you know, I was at the Supreme Court arguing a case one time.
Oh, yeah?
And
look at you, man.
Justice Page asked me a question. And then we can end with this question.
Okay.
Justice Page asked me, he says, well, Mr. O'Neill, what would the court have to do if the parties agreed to do certain things so they could get certain advantages? I said, Your Honor, if they could have agreed, we wouldn't be here. That's what I told the judge. I said, Justice. And they did, all of them did exactly what you just did. They bust out laughing. I said, that's a good question, Your Honor. I said, here's the thing. If they could do that, we wouldn't be here. I mean, because
good job, O'Neill.
The mediator, you know, it's hard to go to a mediation when we're on equal footing.
Right.
Because you don't have anything to offer, and I don't have to, there's no reason for me to bend. That's the whole point of mediation is, I got something to offer, you have a reason to bend.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I don't have any, you don't have anything to offer, I don't have no reason to bend. Why would I go to mediation? Is a waste of my money.
Right.
Anyway, we'll be back the week after next or somewhere in that neighborhood, and we'll have some more conversations about probate. But we really want to get into this this criminal investigation or this I got something to offer, you have a reason to bend.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I don't have any, you don't have anything to offer, I don't have no reason to bend. Why would I go to mediation? Is a waste of my money.
Right.
Anyway, we'll be back the week after next or somewhere in that neighborhood, and we'll have some more conversations about probate. But we really want to get into this this criminal investigation or this civil rights investigation of the City of Memphis Police Department. Thank y'all. We'll see you back next week.